everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in this video I'm going to be giving you gameplay as well as all the details about the abilities and star cards that have been revealed for the 6 standard original trilogy Starfighters that are coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2. So we have the X-Wing and the A-Wing coming back for the Rebels, but we also have the addition of the Y-Wing, which is now playable. And for the Empire we have the TIE Interceptor, the TIE Fighter coming back, but the TIE Bomber is now playable. And all 4 of the returning Starfighters have had changes made to them ability-wise, so I'm going to start things off by talking about the Rebels before getting into the Empire Starfighters. And if you want to see any more Starfighter Assault videos, make sure you do check out my channel because I've got a ton of videos live right now in case you may have not seen them. And if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe because I've got much more content coming out for Starfighter Assault, including my opinions on the matter and what happens in the mode. And if you missed any of my previous Starfighter Assault gameplay videos, or you want to stay up to date with any Battlefront 2 news, and of course any future Starfighter Assault gameplay that I'm going to be posting over the next couple of days, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But let's get into the X-Wing. So it now has Astromech's Repair, which is actually a ability that was part of Luke's Red 5 Starfighter, which was a hero ship in the Death Star DLC. We also have Weapon Overcharge, which increases the primary weapon damage for a short time, and the Proton Torpedo, which is standard, which, in case you don't know, fires a missile that tracks a locked-on target and deals high damage. As for star cards, it has Tactical Jammer, which increases the lock-on time for enemy missiles. Then we have Tuned Lasers, which increases the primary weapon damage. And last but not least, Repair Systems, which increases the health regeneration rate. Let's move on to the A-Wing. It has Afterburner, which is essentially a very quick speed boost. It goes above maximum speed for a long time, and it can also be cancelled if you don't want to speed for that long, unlike in the first game. You also have Target Lock, which when activated, you cannot actually lose your current target, and the time to achieve a missile lock is reduced. On top of that, the target is pulsed and receives extra damage from all sources. And finally we have Concussion Missile, which fires a fast missile that tracks the locked target and does moderate damage. As for star cards, we have Cooling Systems, which reduces the overheat cooldown, as well as Advanced Capacitors, which increases the time to overheat your primary weapon, and Fire Control Cycler, which increases the primary weapon fire rate. And this is the one we've been waiting for, the Y-Wing. So it has Astromech's Repair, just like the X-Wing, but it also has Ion Cannon Turret. So if you activate this, it will activate the turret on the back, which fires at a locked target, causing low damage whilst reducing the target speed for a short time. Now, something I noticed when I was playing as this, it was actually firing at the objective. So although it doesn't deal loads of damage, if say you was trying to take out an objective and you was turning away, this will actually fire at the target, so it's still dealing damage even when you're not looking at it, which is pretty cool. And I must say, I think this ability is one of the better ones, because if you're being tracked by a couple of targets, this can try and take one out and make them slow. It's really awesome. And this has dual Proton Torpedo, so you can deal double the damage, and it's very high damage as well, and these can be locked onto anything really, objectives or enemy starfighters or turrets. Star cards wise, it has Reinforced Hull, which means it has an increased total health. Also has Advanced Capacitors, just like the A-Wing, and it has Targeting Computer, which reduces the time to gain a missile lock. Now let's move on to the Empire, and we're going to be starting off with the TIE Fighter. It has Afterburner, just like the A-Wing, but it also has Laser Barrage, which charges up a rapid burst of fire of shots, which deals high damage. If you are quite accurate, this can be deadly. And it also has a Proton Torpedo, just like the X-Wing. For its star cards, it has a Tactical Jammer, it also has Tuned Lasers, and it also has Repair Systems, so overall this is quite an all-round starfighter. Moving on to the Interceptor, this is one of the more faster of the starships. It has Afterburner, it also has Target Lock, and Concussion Missile as seen in the A-Wing. The star cards for the Interceptor are the same as the A-Wing, so you have Cooling Systems, you also have Advanced Capacitors, as well as Fire Control Cycler. Last but very not least, we have the TIE Bomber, and this is very, very powerful, and the abilities on this are going to change. I was speaking to some of the guys at Criterion who are working on this game mode, and they have said the TIE Bomber is going to be getting a major change for one of its abilities, so let's get straight into it. It has electric countermeasures, which, when activated, it will break and prevent targeting and missile locks for a short period of time. It's very, very useful because the TIE bomber's quite slow, and if you're trying to take out an objective or you're just trying to take out a couple of ships, you're usually one to be taken advantage of and actually being locked onto because of your slow speed, and this will break everything. Next up is multi-missile lock, and this is the ability that's going to be changing. So it instantly locks onto 3 different targets and fires a torpedo. Next up we have the OP ability that is going to change, multi-missile lock. So it instantly locks onto and frees a missile at up to 3 different targets in front of the player. So if you're looking at, say, 3 Y-Wings that are trying to take out an objective, or 2 turrets and a TIE fighter, it will lock onto them and fire a missile at them. Something that makes it OP is the fact that you can lock onto an enemy and fire 3 at it, so that's really frustrating for some people because you're getting 3 missiles for the price of 1 chasing you. And to make it even worse, there is also dual proton torpedoes as the third ability. So you can fire 5 missiles at a target, and it's pretty insane. So the changes they've been looking at is that you can't use those 2 systems on the same target, or you can't use one ability at the same time, or the missile lock function might be where you can't fire 3 at 1 or 2 at 1, for example. It's got to be 1 at 3 separate targets. But of course this is not final, and things will change between now and the beta. As for star cards, it has reinforced hull, as well as advanced capacitors, and targeting computer, just like the Y-Wing. If you found something interesting and learned something in this video, make sure to leave a comment with what you did learn in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you missed any of the 2 previous videos on the screen, go check them out, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.